Sorry, I had to grab my coffee real quick. Says it's premiering in 60 seconds. Let's take a quick look. If anything's changed real quick. Pretty excited. Like last year when they did this, it was pretty legit. They also want to announce Rogue Prince of Persia because this was done by the Evil Empire team. So whatever they have planned for this is gonna be pretty good. I don't know if they themselves have announcements. I think they don't. But every other developer, I think we have that in the YouTube thumbnail. Vampire Survivors, Deep Rock Rogue, all that stuff is gonna be really exciting. Oh, and Blaze Blue is in here too. Yo, welcome all the people tuning in right now. Kyle is the first over on the YouTube side, welcome. Followed by Phil, Bombo over on Twitch, and Rico. Good to see you all. Good morning. A little early, like 2, maybe even 3 hours ahead of what we usually stream. So we're waking up early to do this. It's so bright, like I have a huge amount of light coming in right now. I gotta almost pull out the blackout curtains. I think it might be time, but we need the vitamin D, I think. Ooh, press play. This is just their premiere screen, so I assume this is gonna go for like 15 minutes straight. Usually it has a countdown somewhere though. How are you all doing this morning? People are saying Katana Zero? The streets are talking about Katana Zero? That would be nice. Even if it's not like a direct sequel, if that dev just has something in the same vein. Who is that dev? ASCII Soft? Oh, that's a real countdown. Alright, that's what I assumed was gonna happen. Trolled. Alright, yeah, they haven't done anything. What about the publisher? Devolver? Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know what I'm looking forward to the most. I think Rogue Core is what I'm most looking forward to right now. We'd be better working on porting our games on Nintendo Switch 2 instead of writing this. Chat, who's excited to get a Switch 2? Who's already refinanced their house? I make that joke, but like, it's no worse than buying a PS5, right? For you may also not have the money for a PS5. Both can be equally true. Some people were saying that they're gonna get Switch 2 specifically for Silksong, but I'm pretty sure it's also gonna be on Xbox. Yo, Eunice, morning. Ethan, morning. I only want Silksong to be here. Yeah, I think Xbox already said it's gonna be day one Game Pass for Silksong. So like you don't even really need to buy a Switch 2 to play it. ROG Ally. I guess is RP5 406V, is that like the statistics for the ROG Ally? I can't even look it up because it'll dox me if I search for products. Like if I go to Best Buy or something, it'll say, oh, here's a ROG Ally just down the street from you at so-and-so address. It's like doxing me straight up. Oh, those are all Android handhelds. Got it. Someone asked me to make a video about mobile roguelike games, but I haven't played a mobile game since probably like some kind of anime waifu beat game. Not beat as in beat 'em up, but beat as in like music game. That's the only thing I do on mobile is music games. People are complaining about the price. The console is very good. Improvements to the console. That's only in the Nintendo website. At the end of the day, people buy an X shop or X website. Yeah, I mean, people don't have money. So to see, oh, here's something that you're really looking forward to, price is shot way up, it's not gonna feel good. I don't think anyone would say, oh yeah, I love the fact that the price went up. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Maybe it ends up being you have the console and just like 1 or 2 games instead of having a full library. Think about Steam. Imagine how many games. Look at this. 457. Maybe these days are over. Maybe the days of having hundreds of games, half of which you don't even play, you just bought them because it was like kind of interesting at the time. These days are over. You're gonna get your Switch 2. It comes with Mario Kart already. And then you pick up Silksong and then you wait for a couple paychecks. Might be a little too loud. ROG Ally discounted to 400. Oh yeah, that's right. Nintendo doesn't really do sales on their games. First party anyway. Third party games absolutely, but it's really hard to find like a Breath of the Wild for half off or something like that. Anyone here for Shapes 2? Shapes 2 actually, if it's the game I'm thinking of, it actually is kind of good from what I've seen.
Hey guys.
Shoutouts if you're playing Shapes 2, by the way.
I want to give a quick summary of the game so you can decide whether it's the right one.
Maybe a little bit too much of a thinkies for the type of content I typically do.
Creating completely different worlds. We want you to enjoy the game and play at your own pace.
Imagine I did a run of Dead Cells and then swapped over to this. Why the early stream? Oh crap, did I not set the Twitch thing? I definitely didn't. Yeah, my bad. All right. Today is
the Vortex to unlock new technologies. The challenge comes from puzzling out how to create specific shapes.
triple
Scaling your production for larger deliveries.
Indie Showcase,
Shapes is different from other factory
Live,
games in that there are no predetermined
Watch
recipes
Party,
for a solution.
and we are
Links
in Just
perform
Chatting.
Simple functions like cutting shapes in half, changing their color, or stacking
My
them.
bad.
It's up to you how to transform basic circles and squares into fancy colorful shapes.
We're waiting on this. We're 10 minutes away.
We have worked hard to make sure that the game is satisfying to play and beautiful at any scale. From making it really easy to set up and connect bells, as well
What
as
am I
being
excited
able
to see at the
close
event?
what each
Blaze
building
Blue
is.
and Deep Rock Galactic.
Speaking of scale, we made sure that
I
you
think
can
they could
start
do
out small
really
and use the
well with
skills you
Deep
learn
Rock
to
Rogue
master
Core.
space factories.
It really depends on
Build
how.
a factory from small sections of buildings into
I mean, we gotta
space
trust that
connected by
dev,
space
right?
belts,
They know what they're doing over at Deep Rock.
and then even further by zooming farther
Ghost Ship
around the space
Games, I think
frames.
that's the name of it. They know what they're doing over there. They wouldn't
Shapes 2
just
is already in
make.
a polished state and
I mean,
contains 4
even
game
if it was
elements, so over
just
60
Deep Rock
hours of
Galactic
complete.
solo perma death,
We're releasing into
I think
early
I'd be
access
okay
because
with
we want
that.
to
With like
polish the game
upgrades
further,
in
as well as
between
adding
each
more
thing,
mods and content hub.
I think that'd be perfectly okay.
And if you want to support us even more on this goal, we're launching a support edition that adds additional music as well as twisters and roller coaster train link.
This right here. We only saw very brief, like, alpha footage, pre-alpha footage, really, because it was using placeholders. So, like, when you look at this, it is basically just Deep Rock Galactic. So how to turn this into a full run on a single planet, almost like a Risk of Rain 2, I think could be a very fun game. Whatever the team for Blaze Blue is here for, I have no idea. Don't tell all the studios involved, my favorite game is a AAA game. What's this stream about? The AAA initiative is a bunch of studios banding together to share exciting news to our players in a short show packed with back-to-back trailers. No fluff, no ads, no hosts, just games. We're talking world premieres, exclusive gameplay, launch dates, demo drops, and more. Do I know about Crowsworn? I do. That's still a Kickstarter, right? What's going on here? Scam? $1.2 million Canadian. Do I have any Canucks in the chat? Is this a lot of money over in Canada? It's like 10 times their goal. It has to be, right? Holy. That's the Seek. The Seek. Am I planning to play Shadow of the Depth 1.0? Does that have a date? I'm not opposed to it. I think the game's fun. It didn't feel like it was very deep. But that was just like alpha that I played. April 9? Oh wait, is this out? 1.0 update now live. A month ago. Oops. It's a fun game. They have some good ideas. It has a little bit of busted build maker. Yo, Vinicius, welcome over on the YouTube side. Yeah, I just don't know how deep this game is. That's all. Sometimes that's like the difference between if I play it again or not. Yo, Ethan, we're waiting on this right now. This is the docket for today. I know I messed up the like Twitch title and stuff, but this is the docket. Rollsworn got 850,000 USD. Chat, if I had 850,000 USD, I would make the most unfriendly gacha mobile game possible. We're turning that 850 into 1.6 mil tomorrow. I'll have Gamba, a battle pass, microtransactions, outfits, banners, custom fonts. Like even the loading screen's gonna be different, depending on, you know, what you bought. That's how you that's how you move the needle. I'm not content with 850,000. We can do better than that. Turn into a full roguelike permadeath gacha game. All those SSR waifus that you got, gone if you lose, and you have to rebuy them. But there's meta. The farther you get in the game, the better SSR waifu you can get after you lose your last one. But you can't get it unless you lose the one you currently have. But it's random, right? Since you're on YouTube, I'll just come over here and watch on the monitor. Yo, Chris, welcome. YouTube live streams are pretty fun. I was even thinking that, you know, every once in a while I have to record some footage offline, and to do it live would be kind of interesting. It's a little different than, oh, I need to do a run of Dead Cells. It's like I'm recording Raven's Watch, and it takes a little while to do it because it's not easy. So to just have some witnesses while I go through that would be nice. Can you watch Anomaly Agent? I actually played this. This is sort of a funny story. Maybe funny to me, at least. So I played this game. One of the best indie games. It is actually a good game, I will admit. It's almost like Katana Zero. Obviously, it's not like well, it is permadeath in some ways, but imagine like a campaign version of Katana Zero with comedy to it. It's actually a very funny game too. And I was gonna play this for this video specifically. Random? No. Played? Yeah, okay, here we go. I was gonna play it for 7 action roguelikes you've never heard of, but because it ended up being more like a campaign game, it didn't really fit into this. But I actually played Anomaly Agent for like 2 hours before I was like, yeah, it doesn't actually fit. The graphics of the game, it's like, I get it, it may not be for everybody, but the comedy style of the game, like how the NPCs talk to each other, and the gameplay itself is actually a fun game. It just didn't fit into this video I was making. Andre and yourself have been playing Raven's Watch. I have seen Andre on Raven's Watch collecting achievements. I was almost gonna say, yo, hit me up. I'm trying to play, but then I remembered that I have to do a nightmare video with Scarlet, and I keep losing. So I don't want to join anybody if I'm just gonna die. All right, chat, 30 seconds. I see a lot of people talking about Deep Rock. Give us another timer. You play a metric ton of Dun Jungle. Is that, like, how good is Dun Jungle? I didn't play the demo, and then when it came out into 1.0, I had other stuff to play at the time. All right, kill the music. All right, chat, it's time. Need something big for BlazBlue? Yeah, even just having BlazBlue in this in the first place. Remember, that team was basically canned. The game came out and everyone basically got fired. But then somehow the team got back together, mostly from the, maybe the creative director was just doing stuff in his own time. All right, world premiere. Chat, get your wallet ready. The artist for Celeste. Cozy horror. With a little bit of Moonlighter, baby. Oh, wow. Chat, today's my wife's birthday. Think we found a new game for her. Yo, I wish I could do pixel art, for real. Never way. Outer Sloth Publishing. That's legit. They said they were gonna do a lot of publishing this last couple of years. All right, is this Deep Rock Rogue or is this just regular Deep Rock? It's kind of hard to tell. And to be fair, like I said, if it just looks like Deep Rock, then that's probably fine. Yeah, okay, this is Deep Rock Rogue Core. All right, so we still mine. It looks good. A lot of different roguelike upgrades from the look of it. Ooh. Wait, those aren't bugs. Chat, I thought Deep Rock was all bugs. How long is this? I think it's 1 hour. Maybe a little bit less. Because I know after all the trailers, they have a segment for this game and a couple others. Closed alpha. Chat, we gotta sign up.
We are not just men.
Ooh, this one's kind of quiet.
People bound by courage, not fear. They came to our land, seeking the power of a foe in stone. Today we
Brave Survivors game.
for the right to live forever.
That was a good movie. Like, I don't watch a lot of Disney stuff, but Brave, I would say, is pretty high on the list.
Hold the line, let them go. Stop
Wait, do they make This is Dynasty Warriors roguelike in Scotland. That's funny.
You've got nowhere left to run.
Chat, keep a count of how many roguelikes we see. We saw 2 already.
It's dangerous. It's what we fight against.
The demons above, the beasts below.
And the heretics within.
Indie Bravely Default.
You have everything it takes to really help Antioch.
What do you want us to do?
I won't lie to you. We're in a crisis.
Yo, these art devs are popping off lately. Like, what in the world?
You'll get used to it.
Oriana?
Just remember that when you're a bishop and the difficult choices come,
Save yourself. Abandon false path.
Yeah, I assume it's a turn-based RPG.
Cannot violate.
Sacrifier. Right? Is that what I saw? Chat, I'll give my wife the birthday wishes. She's working on her birthday right now. Yo, this is from the Endless Dungeon devs. They're working on, I think, a Civ game? A 4X?
Many things. God.
Turn it up, V.
But the names I have had are nothing compared to those I will soon earn. I carry a series.
Chat, what's a 4X game?
Yet never
Like, this is a specific genre, like Age of Empires
mantra
and Civilization 7. Does anyone know what 4X stands for?
will soon be over.
Not gonna lie, I hated Endless Dungeon. But maybe this is gonna be legit. Explore? Maybe exchange? Because you trade? Maybe Xbox? Exterminate? Who we fighting? I thought I'm supposed to get a religious victory. Who we fighting? Oh wow. Found the fight. And apparently there's lore too. Okay, it looks complicated, but that's okay. Typically, if you're playing a game like this, you don't play anything else. Endless Legend 2. All right. Yo, Bijou, welcome. Yeah, we're 10 minutes in, maybe? World premiere. Yo, what happened to that train raft game? Where it's like, you're in space, kinda, on a train, but you have to build parts to keep the train going. Did that ever get released? Boy Train, yeah. What happened to that? It's been out? Interesting. This is giving me some, whatever that island game is that we also don't like. Not quite Green Hell. Yo, Zagreus with the 26 years over on Twitch. Thank you for that ongoing support. The Forest. This is like The Forest with guns, which is basically... I don't want to say Rust. Arma Z. Frost Trail. I respect it. I struggle in games like this unless it's more like Raft and it's pseudo procedurally generated, but it has like certain nodes that you get to. All right, we do know about Moonlighter 2. I did not play Moonlighter 1, just to say that. I don't remember Moonlighter having platforming, though. You hated the game? Would I have liked it? You all know what kind of stuff I play. Would I have liked Moonlighter? Like, this stuff I don't mind. It reminds me of either TCG Card Shop Simulator or Cardboard Kings. Like, I kind of don't mind trying to sell stuff to people. It's kind of fun. You can RP a little bit. It looks like they put a lot more emphasis on the combat. Okay. I'm subscribed. Dwarf Romantic. That's another good game. Oh my god. We were just looking at shapes too. So you're mining asteroids and planets and then trying to get to the next planet? Demo in early June. That's legit. I haven't played any of these kind of games before. I gotta figure out what my first one's gonna be. Yo, new escape room game? Chat, Blueprints just dropped today. Be sure to pick that up. That's gonna be game of the year. Is it 4-player? Wait, why are we fighting a Kraken? Yo, Escape Sim 2. If it's 4-player, that might be legit. Pacific Drive or Let's Drive. Blueprints already mostly positive. Lamau, maybe not that game of the year. It's been like 3 hours. Remember, the goal for indie games on release is to not be mixed. If you're not in mixed, it's probably game of the year territory. That's how bad we're at right now. Positive in 3 hours is a flop in current market? I disagree. I say if it's outside of mixed in 3 hours, it could be a game of the year contender. Gaming is like really bad right now with some of these indie releases. That's why like I'm really excited about stuff like this, because you can see devs actually cook. Think about all the Survivors games that drop every single day with absolutely no cook at all. Just fight some PNGs and then get plus 1% crit rate. That is not mostly positive on release. We're hurting right now. New Timberborn update? This has been out for a little bit. I'm pretty sure it has. Chat, if you are any kind of like engineering fan, whether it be literal engineering or social engineering, you are eaten today. They have you covered from end to end. Like if you wake up in the morning and just think about pipelines and factories, right? They have you covered. Yeah, new update. Zip lines and tubeways. If you are like all about efficiency, this is your game. Dude, Blaze Blue. 1 million copies. Remember, this was gonna be a dead game. But not dead, like they released and then the team got fired. This is actually part of a bundle called Saved by the Community with another game. This may be the first time they've actually shown anything on an English, I don't want to say platform, but English advertiser. Yeah, so co-op, they've been working on multiplayer for a long time, and it's always been a struggle, but having couch co-op might be legit. That sounded familiar, but I don't recognize that. How did this happen? Wait,
Pick up
what?
your camera. Show me what you
Wait,
truly
but
see.
you make a
I
fighting
need to head
game
up that
character.
mountain. My home's up there.
That's
How
not
do you
exactly
make a
walking
fighting
distance.
game beheaded in freaking Blaze Blue? Huh?
Sorry for dragging you on this trip.
Well, I can't
How do you
let a kid
do
go
that?
up there alone.
Free like Icy DLC? Chat, we're
They
so
say I'm
back.
fading away.
If anyone should be gone,
All of y'all
it's
asking where's
failures
Dead
like
Cells 2? I'm telling you,
someone
Dead
with their
Cells 2
whole
has been
life
out for years. You just have to look in the right places. I'm
star up
apologizing
there
to
is
what
a
this dev is right now.
If there's a god in the fire,
Just had an
they
ad when that
see the
aired. I'm
moments
so
they'll
sorry. Bijou.
Even the ones that
That's,
show what's in
that's
our
Twitch.
hearts.
I have no control. I mean, I have some control. Was waiting for this for months. Bijou, how do you make a fighting game character into the prisoner from Dead
hey
Cells?
kiddo,
That's what
when you
Blaze
make it
Blue
back,
Entropy Effect's all about.
I hope you grow up strong, even when your best isn't enough.
Yes,
try to
I
stay
do
brave.
have the skin in Spiritfall for Beheaded. I still have to make
There's
that video, I
something
just
you
keep
want to
dying.
keep. Capture it, so it stays.
Multiple weapons, it'll be easy. Yeah, that could be really sick if they get it right. Combine him with the other characters. Yeah, I think in Blaze Blue you're typically using stuff as like a passive character. We'd have to figure out what his passive is.
Dreamed of peace, yet it was nothing more but an illusion.
Navi's. Avatar 3.
That is about to shatter.
Oh, thank you, Ethan. Explore, expand, exploit, exterminate. We're doing the exterminate right here. With a little bit of exploit. Because they're trying to colonize the Avatar's homeland. Age of Mythology.
Look at how
That's an
you
indie game, right?
struggle. So pathetic. So foolish.
Yo, now we're World of Warcraft, where you can be the cow people.
Not even death can bring you comfort. We will be your salvation.
Is it Age of Mythology?
Don't resist your greatest desire. Embrace.
Heroes
your
of Might and Magic,
master.
Odin Era, Steam Early Access in summer. I assume that was another, almost like Warcraft 3 kind of game, right? Bijou, by the way, for those who don't know, is the dev for Windblown, so they work at Motion Twin. They're saying that the BlazBlue guys are cooking. Will be really good. That gets me popped up. To be fair, like, they don't miss over there. They just need the ability to do the work. And that's, I guess, for any indie dev, the ability to do the work is like the first step to actually being able to put out good content. Sometimes you don't have the ability thanks to your publisher or whatever. Chat, I did not play Deep Rock Survivors. Not to say that I didn't want to, but I didn't trust that it was gonna be good. But so far, I think Deep Rock Survivors, like, probably the number 8 most played action roguelike on Steam right now. Oh, it's not even in 1.0? This game's in early access? September 17th? My birthday's 2 weeks before that.
Okay, let's
Sheesh.
go through all of this once again. We have 3 days before the sun rises
Sheesh.
and burns everything to ash. And we're stuck in front of a giant river of lava. If we want to survive, we need to act now.
Death Stranding 3?
We stick to the plan. You focus on researching a bridge to cross the river. I'll anchor it.
Wait, actually
fix
Death
broken
Stranding
base
3?
modules, create radiation filters, gather resources, and rupidium to create more alternative versions of ourselves.
Wait, what?
Are you sure they'll accept who they are? I can't worry about that right now. I need them to survive.
2 days left until
Technician will help me
sunrise.
fix the base. The miner can mine resources, while the botanist will provide food. We need more space to fit everyone.
That's kind of a cool
Besides,
premise.
The miner has destructive tendencies, while the botanist is still in love with your ex-wife.
What?
The plan will work.
The drama.
I'm heading outside.
Wait, I don't understand
Still
what
have places to
kind of
explore.
game. Obviously, you have to get resources
Things to discover.
and build
And dangers
so that you all can
that I need to
progress.
handle. Don't get yourself killed out there. This base needs you to operate.
But it's also
That's
like
what I
story
have my
rich.
orders for.
This is
Work
very
isn't
ambitious.
Everything. You can't ignore their personal needs. Sometimes I feel like everything here is personal.
Like they got a little bit of a cult
How's that
simulator
work?
in here.
I'm working on it. The technology I need should be in the database somewhere. Oh, come on. We don't have forever. Actually, we only have 1 day.
Uh-oh.
And right now, the botanist is calling your wife. Let me talk to her. The technician is inciting a rebellion, and the miner, he just hacked his arm off. This arm is yours, not mine. What about
What's
the
going
goddamn
on?
bridge? Yes, about that. We can't build it. The technology I need, it only existed in my life path. Maybe in this.
It would be really funny if you legit only
might
have
still have
5
some
days to
time.
win. Alters. What's the console release? Okay. Yo, that looked actually legit. All right, chat, breathe. Yo, we are eating this year. What in the world? starting today with blueprints. World premiere. Yo, Speedrunners 2? Are they already on Speedrunners 2? Shoutouts to RDC World. If I could get Wholesomeverse to play this, oh my god, we are freaking in there. I think Retro would play this with me. Maybe Alexa. So we'd have to convince one more person to play this game. I don't know why, but these kind of games are like my vibe, 100%. You all saw when I played Haste. I love platforming games. Could maybe convince Wander. Yo, that's 4.
When the journey gets tough,
That's
who will
4.
answer the call? There was a time when adventure called to something deeper in us. Over the Hill beckons you back to those forgotten days when the journey itself was the destination. Find your
Yo,
grip
Death
as
Stranding
tires
3?
fight for precious traction on wild and untamed paths, where the earth welcomes you with its embrace, leaving its mark on metal and memory alike. In a world that's forgotten,
I wonder if
how to
anyone's
wander,
ever done one of these
find
games,
friends
like a
who
No
share
Man's
the same
Sky,
memories and
where
same
the
desire
planet
to
itself
relive these moments of
is
beautiful struggle,
randomized.
once commonplace, now precious and rare. Crest each summit to glimpse vistas untouched by the hurried world below. Frame these moments.
Like, what if you just took No
Polaroids
Man's
from a
Sky's
simpler time.
world
Take
generation
care of
and
your
then put
machine
cars
like
on
it's
it?
more than just metal and rubber, because out here, they have a soul. When a friend struggles, we don't leave them behind. We pause.
My
we
mystery
lend a winch,
machine.
and we get through it together.
Yo, they put Chain together and Over the Hill. Okay. I was about to say new dot age like. With a little bit of, is it The Last Spell? The game where you're defending a base, but I think you're really defending like some summoners in the center and you're attacked from like every angle. Chad, there's a lot of games out there, by the way. I know a lot of you like know me from Dead Cells, but I promise you there are more games out there than just Dead Cells. Yo, Endo, welcome over on the Twitch side.
In a universe more than 10 years in the making, a universe of strange and alien worlds, and some that feel a little more familiar. Something big is about to happen. A living universe where you decide your
Yo,
fate.
Eve 2.
From exploring the stars to commanding fleets, from mining, trading, and warfare, to building an
Wait, it's a
empire
4X.
that stands the test of time. And in a galaxy where
Well, they put mine in there. I'm sure
Alliance
mine can start with X somewhere.
this summer in X4 Foundation.
They said the thing, 4X.
The biggest single-player full universe
Except backwards.
simulation for PC is about to evolve. Diplomacy will finally be an option.
Over the years, more and more players have embraced X4, not just as a first-person space sim, but as a deep, strategic.
This one I don't recognize though.
We are very excited to today announce the X4 Diplomacy update for later this year.
So what, you could
For the
only
first time in
fight,
the
you could
X
never
series history,
negotiate?
You will be able to negotiate, forge alliances, broker truce, and shape the fate of the universe. Not just through war, but through diplomacy. Will you seek peace?
I don't mind playing
or total
4X
dominance?
games, but I think
The choice is
scale
finally yours.
is maybe it's a little bit much for me personally. I'm sure for other people it's okay. But it's a lot to handle, I think. All right. Chat, this from the devs of Sifu. And supposedly, like, you can do some sick stuff in this. They did have a playtest. I didn't participate in it. But basically, just imagine Rocket League made by the dev of Sifu. And there are power-ups, I believe. Or maybe it's class-based. I should have kept the freaking whiteboard so I can write this stuff down.
No, I don't feel like doing this today.
Vampire
I just want to
Survivors.
sit inside and play video games.
Oh my god, look at those games. A Saga Frontier collaboration? I swear Vampire Survivors gets like whatever the most random collaboration is they can think of. Except the Castlevania one. That one obviously is gonna be there. Or at least the one they try for the hardest. Am I gonna be a fake gamer to say I've never played Saga Frontier before? 40 new attacks. Oh my god. 16 new characters. How many characters are in Vampire Survivors at this point? Are we gonna hit like 100 characters by the time they're done?
World premiere.
World premiere.
They call them Ijirak. It's alive.
100 characters is the goal for Vampire Survivors. Co-op? Vampire Survivors already had co-op, so I don't know what they meant by co-op update. Unless it's like online co-op? Or maybe a different kind of co-op? Today? Did it say it was available today?
They lurk in the dark.
I do respect my walking sim games.
And you're theirs.
Showing off all the major updates, which will be free. Yo, that's sick. Does someone get to be the dog and someone else is the human? Shapes too. We were just looking at this. Downloading it right now. Vampire Survivors, I assume. But who's playing Shapes 2? That's what I want to know. Who's like, yeah, V, I'm watching the stream right now, and this is going on in the background on my other monitor. Dimensions update. I wonder if that's their first update, because I think that came out this year. For all the people who had Vampire Survivors, the DLC is out right now and insane. Chat, today's my wife's birthday, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to play anything today. I have a few plans. So we're probably gonna watch this, talk about it, and then I'm gonna start working on the stuff I wanna work on. Ooh. Wait, what are we looking at? I almost thought this was V Rising, but... Oh wait, it is V Rising. Wait, V Rising looks like this? Since when? Yeah, where's the base building? Is this a different game? Like a standalone? Streets of Rogue 2? Whatever we just saw, it did not look like V Rising to me. I don't recognize this. I was gonna say, is this Heroes of Hammerwatch? But that doesn't have base building. Not really. Economy rework? Chat, does anyone recognize this? Tic-tac-toe against the boss? Necess. Terraria-like. Uh-oh. I mean, that means someone will like it, right? I can't stand Terraria. We got our win and then ended.
Going back sounds tempting.
I was about to say, orcs must die?
But if we're always looking back, we'll miss everything the present has for us.
Hold. Hold. I'm intrigued. I'm gonna assume that this is like a new IP. I mean, it's indie games. I don't know if it's fair to say new IP. It's just their game. Terraria's way better. Is that with mods? I always assume when someone says Terraria is good, they have like 1 billion mods installed. Dusk Fade. Console release as well. Okay, that looked good. Yeah, I thought it might have been Torchlight. When I said Orcs Must Die, the next game I thought of was Torchlight. Yo, Stellar Blade who? There's a lot of games that are coming out that are like character action games. I remember in the Sony Direct, they had a couple of... No, was that Xbox Direct? They had a couple showing for that. Morbid Metal, early access, summer. Okay. Chat, there's a lot of stuff to wishlist here. They aren't really giving us a lot of time to go over to Steam and wishlist any of this. I was about to say, yo, new Cuphead like?
このゲームはとても複雑なテーマを扱っていて多くのアイデアが混ざり合っています正直少し迷子になってます
Have no fear, yes.
Wait, this looks kind of good.
Not long ago, but then I remembered. In the abyss of chaos, you can always grab onto the strongest thing there is. Love. The events leading to the eternal life of Goldman are a tragic love story. So just try to imagine what a broken
Sorry, are the
heart
captions in the way? Or do you all, would you rather have the
Wherever
captions?
there's love, there's death. This game mixes ancient tales and legends with religious motifs. A bold ensemble that gives us a glimpse into the darkest corners of the human soul.
Yeah, no captions?
Sound
Yeah,
of
yeah.
a sinner's knees,
My bad.
trembling before the last judgment.
I guess we've never had talking.
But let's not forget, the eternal life of Goldman is, first and foremost, a cutthroat video game. And what's music supposed to do in a cutthroat video game? Get the pulse going so hard in your temples, you have a stroke.
Wait, what?
なんとなくつかめてきたよ ちょっとじゃあやってみましょう。
Yeah, all right, they got me on that last segment because I wasn't sure how intense it would be.
こんな雰囲気とかどうでしょう。
Chat, we're eating right now. Demonetized Stroke Simulator?
I've seen it.
He just put the disclaimer.
This fierce anger.
Wait, that's say from the creators of Invincible?
And I didn't.
Not the show, right?
If she's alive, we've got a chance.
Hey, I'll find her.
The game. Invincible the game? With Mark and Nolan?
You're alive. You're there. What the hell is this?
Wait, there's a ghost. I thought we were fighting fires.
Stay back.
I don't know why that kick made my knee jump.
He came down from the summit.
So assuming this actually runs properly, I could see that being actually kind of fun. But I don't know if my computer can handle that. I think I'll actually burn up the 3060 trying to play that. I like gambling. In a video game format. Make combos? New landlord? No shot. Oh my god, chat, they got me. They got me. Again. I'm a simple man. Oh no. They got me.
Let's go gambling.
I saw mobile, but didn't landlords struggle to go on mobile?
Bama, what's your emergency? On the street.
Everyone wants to be Balatro, but it's fun. Like, some people obviously play Balatro forever, but some of these games are actually cooking in their own right. And some people don't like Balatro. It's like, I can't really make the hands I want. But with a slot machine, it's better for them. And sometimes I'm in that boat too. Chat, remember I said it's my wife's birthday today? She would 100% watch me play through this. Fall 2025. Wow, so many console releases. World premiere. The dialogue in the demo feels like a fever dream. For that game, Slimy, that had a demo. Chat, what's the name of... Not the Bethesda game. But the people who did Destiny, don't they have an extraction shooter coming out? Isn't that gonna have a conference tomorrow? Marathon, yeah. I can't tell, is this a roguelike when they said restart required? Yo, Returnal-like. While we wait for Saros to get released. Wait, it is a roguelike, I think. That was a scooch thumbnail right there. Chat, where's my wallet at? You know, a game got announced for PlayStation VR. That was a roguelike. It's not this, I'm pretty sure. Voidbreaker. Yeah, this is different from that game. Open playtest in April. Oh, it's now. Yo, okay. Yo. All right, what else? Whoa, it is Katana Zero. The streets were right. But is it a sequel or is it like a new thing? Oh my god, we just looked at this. Or is it a remaster? Oh, this doesn't look familiar. Ooh. Crap, I never finished Katana Zero. Katana Zero. It's DLC for free. Yo, okay. Okay. Chat, I gotta finish Katana Zero. I'm probably like 8 hours into the game. I stopped because I was playing other stuff, I think. Quick time check. I know they have a little bit for Deep Rock Rogue. What'd you all think? Vampire Survivors today. Yeah, this is indie. I know you may have some issues on the Switch 2 Direct, but look at all this stuff you could be playing instead. While waiting for enough money to buy a Switch 2 and one game. Hype for Moonlighter 2? Oh yeah. I like it because that means I probably don't have to do... Wait, Asadi did the music? So they actually had... Because remember, this is being done by Evil Empire. So... They're working on Rogue Prince of Persia. They also had the same music guy do the music for this. That's actually kind of sick. I feel like I kind of want to look to see if they do Rogue Core first. Too much 3D for you? You're a big fan of the 2D pixel stuff? I mean, Katana Zero DLC. Yeah, maybe this isn't your cup of tea. B, this looks like every other Unity asset game I play for free on Steam every single day. I don't need another one of these. And then when I say that and post it to a YouTube short, someone will say, V, I don't need another pixel game. New ones of these drop every single day. You all saw the
high intensity
Tenjutsu video.
That's all about destruction, momentum, and insane weapon modification systems.
The Tenjutsu video was all like, I don't need another pixel game.
I hope you enjoyed the trailer, but I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into the game now. There is an open playtest on Steam right now if you want to give it a try.
I could try it. Again, it won't be today, but maybe we do it on Saturday or something. I don't know if we're streaming Saturday.
Artist turn indie game developer. This is my second game after releasing the Entropy Center at the end of 2022. But now it's time to kick it up a notch.
Yo, shouts to indie devs out there.
And high octane.
Did they show the Deep Rock roguelike? They did show a trailer. We're supposed to see extended gameplay probably after this.
Rail grinding and sliding through the chaos, taking on waves of relentless AI foes. But before we go any further, let's talk about the chaos that is environmental destruction.
I mean, isn't that RoboQuest?
One of the most exciting core mechanics of Voidbreaker is its environmental destruction.
Indie devs are lazy. I'm working on that video right now, which is basically a re-release of the old video I did.
With intense FPS gameplay. Leveling buildings, blasting through walls, and wreaking havoc isn't just for show though, it's key to your survival. Hostiles that take enough destruction damage become staggered.
Yo, better destruction than Battlefield.
In this state, enemies are much weaker, and when taken down,
the finals has really good destruction too.
Resources you'll need plenty of. You're equipped with multiple tools to wreak havoc on your enemies, such as an impact grenade.
Chat, if your computer can't load this game, don't worry, mine probably can't either. Just saying that right now.
Inside for easy pickings. Or how about destroying the floor when an enemy is still on?
I'm in the same boat.
Breathing space.
Should probably play Returnal before.
Wow,
I just said the name of the game.
Objects in the environment,
Saros.
Launching them towards hostiles.
Returnal's on the tier list. I mean, again, it's like shouldn't spoil where it is on the tier list, but I highly recommend Returnal.
Buildings, staggering multiple enemies at once.
Is this a solo dev?
Spaces in Voidbreaker are handcrafted sandboxes.
He did say that he is an artist turned dev.
Don't hold back.
Working on second game. He didn't say how big the team was, though.
Let's talk about one of the most exciting parts of the game, the weapon modification system.
It looks like they're
Modules
cooking.
Are core to your arsenal, allowing you to create mechanically complex and diverse weapon combinations. Throughout the world, you will find a variety of modules which enhance your weapon.
Chat, I gotta feed the cats. I'll be back in a second.
The system allows you to attach any variety of modules to your weapon to receive different and sometimes strange results. Projectile modules will physically alter the projectile you fire, as well as changing the look and feel of your weapon. Projectile modules use varying degrees of ammo, so you'll want to make sure you're collecting plenty from enemies. For example, Fire Shot will alter your weapon so that it produces fire, giving a chance to burn enemies. Blast Wave Charge can turn your shotgun into a multi-grenade launcher. Spark Breaker will fizzle into an array of sparks, ticking damage over time. Next, you might come across Wall Ricochet, a type of weapon module that makes projectiles bounce off walls. And then how about you find a fully automatic module, which adds a fully automatic fire mode to your weapon. Finally, you find a homing modifier that makes projectiles gravitate towards nearby enemies. Suddenly, in just 4 modules, you've gone from a base pistol to a makeshift flamethrower. Let's try another. How about we start with the base shotgun? We find Impact Spread, a module that greatly increases hipfire damage, but also greatly decreases accuracy. Then we add Ice Wave Charge, a type of projectile module, making our shotgun shoot ice grenades. Then what if we found a Charged Shot module, a type of fire mode mod that requires you to hold the trigger down? And then let's say we found Voltaic Arc, which adds arcs of electricity between projectiles. Now we've got a strange shotgun that deals more damage the longer you hold the trigger, all whilst shooting ice grenades attached with webs of electricity. If it sounds crazy, it's because it is. Whether you are shooting fire-enhanced missiles, electric shockwave rounds, or ice orbs that freeze enemies in midair, the possibilities and combinations are endless, and I can't wait to see what people come up with. Eventually, your inventory space will begin to dwindle, so you'll have to use clever and strategic placement of invoker modules to open up more slots for your disposal. Repeaters are a special type of utility module that add additional repetitions to nominated slots. Remember that makeshift flamethrower from earlier? Well, Fire Shot will have a higher chance to burn enemies the more executions it has. Adding additional repeats to Wall Ricochet will increase the amount of times it can ricochet off a surface. So now, with a strategically placed setup, our makeshift flamethrower has become even more powerful. Each new weapon brings its own distinct playstyle and a unique inventory slot pattern, forcing you to adapt and experiment. A setup that works for one weapon might fall apart for another, so it's up to you to experiment and become a master of the module system. Beyond weapons, there are a variety of other mods that drastically alter gameplay, granting you powerful abilities to utilize during combat. These could be tools such as time-slowing abilities, defensive barriers, and even explosive traps. One of my favorites is Ignite Launcher, that allows you to pick up lesser enemies with a gravity tether and throw them towards enemies. Or how about Side Burst Engine? This will make enemies that have an elemental effect applied explode on death, spreading the element to those nearby.
Yo, if other
Or maybe you
streamers
come
can
across
go
credit rage,
AFK
which will increase your damage
and say they're doing
relative to the amount
React
of credits that
content
you have.
to like 10,000
The richer you
people
are,
and just not
the
even be
harder
on the
you'll hit.
screen, then surely I
And
can
again,
feed my
all of
cats
these
for
can
3
be stacked
minutes.
in interesting and unique ways. Let's also not forget corrupted modules, an extremely
Yeah, so this
rare
is a
module
roguelike
type
game.
that is glitched and corrupted by the program. I'll defer to
Sometimes
you
I
to
don't
find those
like to
and
do
experiment
playtests
for
of
yourselves.
stuff for roguelikes if like I'm gonna end up doing this again when the game comes out. But
the possibilities
this doesn't look
are
half bad.
endless, and your experimentation and adaptability will be key to your survival in the world of Voidbreaker. The simulation will continue to break you down and throw new enemies and anomalies that stand
And
in your
obviously,
way.
like, it's so returnal
Tougher
coded
elementally
for some of the
infused
attacks.
enemies
I actually
will
genuinely
directly
want to
counter
play
some
a
builds.
game that does
So
that.
strategic and
While I wait
preemptive
for
planning
Sorrows.
and
You can say
adaptability
V just
will
played
be key to your
Returnal, but
survival. You are able
I have played
to
a lot
hot
of
switch
Returnal.
between projectiles mid-combat. So whether you go all in on a certain build direction at risk of potentially being countered later in a run, or hoard a wide variety
Doesn't
of
Returnal
modules,
have...
giving you
Oh,
flexibility
this
for any
doesn't have the
circumstance.
Returnal reload.
The choice is totally up to you and your challenge.
The
to overcome.
adrenaline. Oh wow, this is like a full segment, huh?
Voidbreaker takes place in a corrupt simulation. Players will take on the role of a prisoner captured by Idris, a malevolent AI being who's held.
Oh, while this is going, chat, just a couple of things.
Testing algorithm.
I believe we're
As you
doing some
progress,
stuff
you'll
with
uncover more about this
Motion
world,
Twin
piecing
for
together the mystery
Windblown,
of his origins,
and
perhaps
it might even be
a
next
possible
week.
chance of escape.
So make sure you're following the
I look
channel
towards
on
the
either Twitch
pitfalls of
or
current
subscribe to
AI
YouTube.
technology, the way
If I
artificial
end up doing a live
intelligence
stream, we'll
generates
probably
images
do it
that feel
on both
uncanny
YouTube and
almost
Twitch.
Unnatural.
Rogue Prince of
That philosophy
Persia,
has
they
been a key
just
part of
there are
Voidbreaker's
updates
visual
currently
identity,
in
creating a
beta.
world
It might be
that
full
feels
release
like
at
it's
this point.
generated by
I
a
might
rogue AI
do just a
that's
quick stream
desperately
of that
trying
to go through
mimic
it.
reality, but leaving behind those little
Obviously Blades
imperfections,
Blue
a
is gonna be
horizon of
exciting.
Uncanny.
They're
liminal
adding the
spaces
prisoner from Dead
ready
Cells to their
explore,
game.
and lurking within the unsettling creations of
We
Idris,
just put up the roguelike
relentless,
tier list.
eerie
If you
being
haven't seen
with only
that,
one
take a look
directive
at it.
to break
Leave
you
a
down.
comment, leave a like, all that stuff helps out. But more importantly, I want you to like the video first and foremost.
The world of Voidbreaker is
And
random
then
each time you enter.
we'll hope
So
to have a
your
little bit
run-to-run
more of that
experience
kind of
will be
stuff.
fresh each time.
Not necessarily just
There are
full
secrets,
runs.
new
Maybe a
mods,
full run
and
goes to
mysteries
the
behind
VOD channel
every
or
corner.
something.
Find unexplored chasms, secret caves, and remnants of
While
other
we're
inmates
waiting on
before you.
the releases of
And
like
when
the
you
games that we've been
explore that
playing.
secret cave, the program will not generate that area again in future
We
runs,
might be
giving
due
an
for a
RPG-like
channel update
experience to
vid
the
at some
exploration.
point.
You'll come across obelisks, corruptors, stalls.
I don't know when I'm going to be able to do that,
take you
but
to random locations.
I have a lot of
and
ideas on what I
many,
want to
many more.
do.
All potentially
You may have been
offering
seeing a lot of
run
YouTube
altering
shorts lately.
versions.
So there's a lot cooking right now. Either way, like, thank you all for tuning in, because like having you all here in the first place is always great.
Within their perpetual testing algorithm. Escape isn't by choice, but a necessity.
Is Blaze Blue
Before
on
you
consoles yet?
lies
No.
The previous inmate, now corroded and minimized to a small piece.
Spiritfall is going to have a
a
console
digital
release
echo
soon.
and unlikely ally.
But we don't know anything about a
Discovering
Blaze Blue
backrooms,
console release.
hidden
Not yet.
areas, and the guts of a simulation, you're able to chip away at a possible escape plan with their assistance. Begin to
That would be
hack,
nice though,
manipulate, and subvert
especially
the
now that they're trying to
program
put in
itself.
couch co-op
Gain
and stuff like
access to
that.
hidden advantages.
Like now's the
and arm
time to start
yourself
working on
with
console if they have
experimental
the
What's
capital
more
to do
you
that.
find behind those walls is a mystery.
Do I have
our least in
Returnal
youth to unravel.
vids on YouTube? The answer is no beyond the first look.
Voidbreaker
And
is
then I went
releasing in
back and did it
2025
again
to PC,
for
Xbox, and PlayStation.
the
There's an
update,
open
the
play
Tower of
test on
Sisyphus.
Steam right now if you want to give it a try.
What ended
Please
up
also
happening
join our
with
Discord channel,
Returnal,
share
which
your
I did talk
thoughts,
about in the
feedback,
tier
and
list,
your crazy builds.
I
I'm
ended up
looking
playing
forward to
Returnal
evolving the game and continuing
offline
to build
because
it
I
with the
liked the
community.
game
It's
so
been an
much I
absolute
couldn't
pleasure to be
do
part
what
of
I
the
wanted to
AAA
do
showcase.
in like a stream
That's
setting.
everything for now,
Like I went to
so
just
stay tuned for
stare
more
at
updates,
stuff. I went to
and I
read.
hope you enjoy your
I went
time
to
in the world of
think
Voidbreaker.
about lore. And I guess like some people do lore throughs. So like technically I could go back and replay Returnal as a lore through. But my initial gameplay I did not record after the first look. Yeah, sorry, these are like extended post-show gameplay and chats with developers.
When we first started working on our game,
I was hoping we would see Deep Rock first, and then I might log off after that, not being toxic.
The initial idea came from Fire of Love, a stunning documentary about a French volcanologist couple.
I just didn't plan to watch through all of
The
these.
film featured breathtaking, almost surreal footage of eruptions, glowing lava flows, and towering.
This is a very cool idea, though, as long as my computer can run it.
A sense of awe and even fear. That was the spark. We started digging deeper into the subject and soon realized we didn't have to look far.
What I do need to look at,
Iceland, with its intense volcanic activity, became a treasure trove of ideas.
chat, we'll
We saw
get back to this in a
incredible potential in
second.
this motif.
I want to
Not
see if
just
they
for creating
have
a
all the
visually
stuff
striking
posted.
setting, but also for designing an experience that feels hypnotic and deeply emotional.
Okay, yeah, they
Our
do.
research took us in many directions.
So if we need to go back and look at specific games, it's all listed here.
Herzog's documentaries reflected on our own travels. And
What's
even
this
drew
game about?
inspiration
So
from
like a
classic
lot of this stuff
disaster
is
films
world
of the 80s and the
premieres.
90s. It was a process
So you
similar
won't
to what we did with
necessarily have
Invincible,
seen this stuff
where we
except maybe
immersed
like
ourselves in
Vampire
a world of
Survivors and
space
whatnot.
exploration before building our vision.
But it's like it's rescuing
fascinated us
people
most about
from
volcanoes, though, was how alien
a
they
town
felt.
that's on
They
fire
belong to our
is
planet,
basically
yet
the
their
game.
peaks, their craters,
But
the
it's
way
like
they breathe fire and
intense.
reshape landscape,
That's
it
why
all
they're
feels
talking about
outward,
lava flows and
almost
stuff
as
like
if we were a
that.
gateway
And there's
to
like
something beyond
ghosts
Earth.
that are made of
The
fire.
profound sense of mystery and power is precisely what we set out to capture in our game.
They're fast. All the other big ones take
In our game,
hours to
we'll bring to
upload.
life the experience of being a rescuer, thrust into the chaos of a disaster. Of
Sorry, are we
unprecedented
referring
intensity.
to
Players
the
will have to make
trailers?
split-second decisions,
Like trailers versus this
constantly
kind of
balancing
stuff?
risk and survival while navigating an ever-changing environment to save lives. Every choice will carry
Endless Legend
shaping
2
the
has you
gameplay
hyped?
in meaningful ways. But this
Yeah,
one
I
will
would
be much more
say,
than just fire and
as
destruction.
someone who's been like really
You will
enjoying
uncover a reality
Civilization
deeply
7,
intertwined with volcanoes, one that will transcend human understanding.
if
Blending
it gives
myth,
me that
mystery,
kind
and
of
forces
enjoyment,
beyond
it's
sight.
probably good.
The gameplay we create will be
I just
incredibly
know I
immersive,
don't like
at
Endless
times
Dungeon.
almost hypnotic. The battle against the elements will unfold not only in raging fires and volcanic ash,
Funny enough, I
but
watched
also
a
within the
vid
hub, a refuge
for
teeming with
like
survivors and other living
best couch
Though
co-op
the game will
games
feature
of
mechanics
2024,
reminiscent of shooters,
or maybe it
its
was
goal will be
2025, and they
encouraging.
recommended
This won't be
Endless
about
Dungeon,
elimination, but
and
rescue.
I can't
The
stand
player's
that game.
arsenal will include unconventional tools, such as suppression pistol, an extinguishing shotgun, and a firebomb launcher. Distraction.
Chat,
will be
sometimes you
just
need a
as crucial.
fire extinguishing
An axe, a
shotgun.
hammer, or even a well-placed kick will clear paths and open access to critical areas. But survival won't be just about brute force. It will require planning. Seismograph readings will help predict dangers, while inventions like the fire extinguisher will buy precious time against the advancing threat. The right tools will be crucial. and
What are
could mean
these
the
endless
difference between
games, and
life
why do I
and
see
death.
so many?
The hub will be more than just a shelter.
I think those are
It will be
published by
part of your
Sega,
operations.
actually.
It's where you'll
So
provide refuge
it
for
was
those you save, gather
Dungeon
information
of the
about missing
Endless,
persons, and uncover the island's
which
secrets.
was that
You
pixel
will
game
expand
where
the
you
hub
put down
and embark on
turrets and then
missions
try to
from
get
selecting
to
the
the
disaster
exit
zones you want to visit
while
and
like
choosing the right gear
waves
for the
of
job in the
monsters
It will also be
come
the
at
place where
you.
you
And
upgrade
you can
your
also
equipment,
shoot them, but I think it
preparing
was a
for the
turn-based
escalation
game,
dangers
really.
that await. Time will be a
And
crucial
then
resource.
they did...
Just like water, it will constantly be slipping away. You won't be able to
I don't
save
know if it
everything,
was Endless
but you will
Legend
be able to
1.
buy precious seconds by finding smarter,
They've done
faster
another
ways
game
to
that was
travel
almost
through
like
the
an Age of Empires or
Mobility
Age of
will be just as
Mythology.
crucial as strategy. The game will
That was
offer
part of the
diverse
Endless
progression and
Universe.
but OP equipment will expand movement options
And
to
now
help
they
save the
have
precious
Endless
time that
Legend
will be
2.
so vital in this world,
And
while
also
Restless
Endless
Nights will
Dungeon,
allow
which
for
is like a
rapid navigation across
almost a
thousands of
hero shooter version
Into
of
the
Dungeon
fight,
of the
the true
Endless.
challenge will go beyond the raw
Where like you have a
feeling of
character that's like a specific
Mysterious
kit to it, but you
adversaries
still
will also
do
stand
Dungeon
near,
of the Endless
and
stuff.
soon, you will learn more about the forces lurking in the shadows.
People do like the games.
Frank, the protagonist of our game, is a man in his early 30s.
Sorry, Chad. I guess I'm not looking to watch the entirety of the Fire one. So Endless Dungeon. It's in mix right now. Like I said, the first goal of any indie dev is to just not release your game in mixed. Humankind. So that's the other one that they did, which I guess is more like a civilization than I thought it was, really. And then Endless Space. Never heard of this. Endless Legend, which is what we just saw the sequel for. So they have a lot of stuff, actually. More than I thought. Going back to this. So the things that I'm most excited about, just going through the list here. Neverway looked good. Rogue Core looked good. Tears of Metal might be okay. Like, I'm sure it's just Dynasty Warriors Survivors. But, like, maybe it's decent. They have time. They could absolutely cook this if they try. Because to be fair, Warriors Abyss has been actually fun. So even though that's not like this style of Dynasty Warriors, where it's like this view, if they could just do that part the same as Warriors Abyss, I would actually be happy. Sacrifier, if you're a fan of maybe Bravely Default and stuff like that, it's probably good. Endless Legend might be good. Frost Trail. I don't do well with these Sons of the Forest style games. I'm not gonna say it's bad, this is not for me. All yours, chat, all yours. But I guess the idea that, like, rather than base building, you're building the train. Maybe that's, like, a little bit better for me. I hate where I have one base, and I'm on an island, and I have to, like, go out and come back to the island. I mean, come back to my own base. I'd rather the game, like, as a whole, move forward with me, and maybe this is what would do that. I'm sorry, the Dynasty Warriors roguelike is not good. Repeating action stops when you hit a certain number, and enemies disappear. Straight up sucks. See, this is the best part about being a roguelike indie streamer is I'm gonna have people who like what I like and people who don't like what I like, but they like something else that I might like. And that's good, because if you all didn't like everything I did, everything I played, I'd be worse off. But if there's like a couple of things that, like, okay, V, I'll watch you play it, but I can't stand the game, that's a good place to be. Moonlighter 2 looked surprisingly good. As someone who did not play the first game. And it looks like they seem to have focused a lot more on combat. I don't know if the first game was lacking in combat or something. But this gameplay loop is still the same, where you go back and spend your money on your shop. There's definitely games I enjoy watching but not playing. Marvel Rivals and League of Legends. You watched a Moonlighter 100%. These achievements absolutely broke me in Moonlighter. Moonlighter full movie. That kind of deal. Pixel art for the first one was awesome. Now we could get into the conversation of, I can't believe they turned my pixel game into this cel-shaded money grabbing nonsense. Where's my handcrafted gameplay? It looks close in terms of combat. I didn't play the first one, so I'll definitely have to take your word for it. This was obviously like a really, really unforeseen announcement. Like, couch co-op was, I guess, easier to put on your bingo board than the Dead Cells crossover. And even the fact that, okay, this is on the showcase, like, at all, is a really good sign. Because as far as I know, they have not been on any showcase at all. Yo, we're so back. When was the last time I posted the Blaze Blue video? Hakumen DLC? Visual effects look good. Yeah, and the fact that every character has different visual effects. Like, basically, you have to make a game for each individual character. There's nothing that you reuse. Even in Dead Cells sense, like, you could imagine, okay, you have quick bow, you have infantry bow, and you have repeater crossbow, sonic carbine, maybe not marksman bow, even though technically it is a bullet. The bullet is different. So, like, all of that stuff uses the same bullet. So every character has to have, like, its own stuff that is not shared with other characters. Producer even had to sell personal belongings, fired almost all the team, hired them back. Yeah, they were not, I won't say the team, but some of the producers' work was completely off. I'll say offline. Like, essentially, they had to do the stuff for free until they could get a team back together. And they still wanted the original team. It's not like, oh, we're going to fire everyone and then outsource the rest of the game. They have a whole thing about it, too. Chat, if you ever want to see this, because this is quite an interesting story to read. It's in here somewhere. Hazama release, Reki reveal. Some behind the scenes stuff. Oh yeah, it's this. Shut down the studio. Yeah, obviously COVID happened around that time. Oh my god, negative down here. Bring the team back together. 700,000 sold. This is like a very, very good story, despite all the drama that had to happen to get to this point. All right, they are on Ikuma right now, which is the walking sim. Did we watch the Sacrifier trailer?
You've got nowhere left to run.
Again, I didn't play Bravely Default or any of the HD2 remaster stuff, but I know people are gonna like this.
It's what we fight against.
The demons above, the beasts below.
And the heretics within.
Yeah, chat, being a gaming anything is hard. Look at Marvel Rivals. It's highly successful games still let go their US team.
That's life in the Bishops. The apocalypse
So
is
it's
always
like
a couple of days away.
you could be sitting in Cloud 9 right now. I'm not talking about C9, I'm talking about just a reference.
And the difficult choices come.
Being in the gaming industry is very, very volatile. Even for me as a streamer. Like, one day you could have a vid that blows up, the next day you don't. Oftentimes it's based on like what you do yourself, but sometimes it's just the market. What else did we see that was good? So that was Sacrifier. We saw Blaze Blue. Deep Rock Survivors 1.0 release date. You all told me this game is actually good, and I never played it. I didn't play this because other stuff came out at the same time. Speedrunners 2, I will absolutely try to get Wholesome Verse on that. The only thing for Wholesome Verse is we have a couple of Australia members, so the ping might be an issue. But it might have to be a US only collab. So you all say this game's actually legit? Maybe wait for 1.0. It looks fun. It definitely looks better than most Survivors. Best Survivors like for sure. What about Hollow Cure? How can you say that when Hollow Cure exists? I think Deep Rock Survivors is still at the top of the list. Yeah, Deep Rock Survivors is number 12. Most played action roguelike right now. That's pretty good. Better than Time Survivors? I'm sold. That's all I need to hear. Alters looked really good. I don't know if this is a stream game necessarily, but as a family game night, that could be actually really fun. Speedrunners 2. We're subscribed. Because really, like, what other game exists like this? It's almost like Duck Game, right? From Adult Swim. Shoutouts if you know that game. It's a party game, essentially, like Risk of Rain 2. I just want to load stuff up with a couple of friends and then have some pizza. Don't really have to worry about tryharding, except I want to win. Sephiroth's doing pretty good. Yeah, I have to buy that. Haven't played any Deep Rock. Chat, is Deep Rock Galactic free to play? I don't remember. It's a good game. You almost treat it like a Destiny, where it's like it, or Warframe. It's not quite an MMO, but it's almost a live service game. You don't think Deep Rock Galactic is free? Yeah, I'd say it's probably worth the money, but ideally you're playing with someone else and not playing solo. If you played that game solo, you may as well just play Deep Rock Survivors. So I guess, like, if you want to do Matchmaker. I think the game might have Matchmaker to it. This is from the devs of Sifu, by the way, from Slow Clap. They went from making one of the best martial arts action games, not really a roguelike, but campaign game with roguelike elements, to making a potential rival to Rocket League, which is like kind of incredible by itself. You can join lobbies in Deep Rock, but one has to consider that it does not have crossplay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very good game. Deep Rock, that is. Like, what a collab. Wait, and you all said this is out now? No shot. Wait, it's free? Oh my god. So they just added like 20 characters for free. Sheesh. Sheesh. Even Lone Mortal over on the Twitch side is saying, you know what? Vampire Survivors ain't that bad after all. That's incredible. Lone saying calm down. I've been a fan. 16 new characters for free. And 7 new stages. New mechanics, Glimmer, and Showstopper. I wonder what that is. Is that the name of the cats? Yeah, so I feel like this must be a roadmap or something. Why? What is this? So I don't know what these 3 things are. I feel like this must be what they have planned next. But it almost seems like they added more than just Emerald Diorama today. All right, so free update out now. Free update, the co-op, or the coop. The coop is out now. Oh, so they did release all this stuff at the same time. 2 new adventures with 6 chapters each for End and Ice Age for the base game. And then Tides of Fuscari if you have that DLC, which I guess I probably don't have. Collect a lifetime total of 500 floor chickens to unlock the coop. Wow, they have a content guide. That's funny. Cross-save. Been working on PlayStation cross-save for a little bit. And then they won an award. Yo, shoutouts to them. What else? What else? Shapes 2 looks good. This thing... And chat, we gotta end stream soon. I've been live for a lot longer than I thought I was gonna be. This did not look like V Rising to me. This looked actually kind of sick. Like, where's the base building? Where's my castle at? Like, are they really turning V Rising into an ARPG? RIP PoE 2? We might give it a try. I mean, I have V Rising. I just don't play it because I don't want to build anything. Morbid Metal looked pretty good. Clover Pit, no, chat. I can't help it. I can't not play this. If this was a $50 game, I would probably buy it. Is that bad? They got me. I'm down bad. This needs no price. If you can't afford it, it's not for you. You can play this now. Ain't no way. It's a demo, though. I don't know if I want to do the demo because I'm gonna do this again when the game comes out. I might get overexposed, right?
Let's go gambling.
No release date? I don't want to be overexposed to the game and then lose all of my hype. Because I've already dumped 20 hours into the demo. $2025, but no real date. Sheesh. Sheesh. Just don't play too much? You think I can stop? That's the problem. Check out King is Watching. I assume that wasn't in the showcase, right? City Builder Tower Defense. Usually not something that shows up on the channel very often, but I don't say no to a
where nothing happens unless I
a Yopsilum recommendation.
Untended fields, it's chaos without me. But where my gaze lingers, the wheels of progress turn. In The King is Watching, I command with my very gaze. Every decision.
Oh, is it more like
produce,
a
when to train, how to
Loop
balance
Hero?
my resources, shapes the fate of my kingdom. And when the enemies arrive, only strategy and preparation
like a Loop
shall
Hero.
determine our survival. A dragon, archers
I'm
to the
subscribed.
towers. An ogre, deploy the infantry. Or perhaps I shall unleash a fireball myself and be done with it. Over 100,000 regions.
Chat,
have
I
answered
probably
my
have
call.
3
But
hours
wait,
combined in Loop
there's
Hero.
more. I have decreed new
I love the
improvements,
game, but
stronger
I feel
buildings,
like
greater challenges,
I get
and an
anxiety
endless
playing
hope
Loop
for those
Hero.
bold enough to push their limits.
I feel like I don't play the game correctly, so I end up not
And
playing
beware the
it.
encounters. Each decision shapes your fate, with bosses and events that demand wit, cunning, and perhaps
It's like,
a
show
spell or
me
two to turn the tide. My kingdom grows
An
stronger
Elden
each day,
Ring
but it
looking
needs
boss
you.
where I'm
Play the
cursed
updated demo now.
and I'll die
Prove
in
your
one
worth,
hit
and remember,
and I'm locked in.
King is watching.
Show me this and it's like I won't play it because I don't think I play it correctly. I'm too scared to play it. I don't have the brain capacity to do it correctly. All right, couple more. I Am Not Human. This looked really good. Again, this might be another family game night situation. But that was very, very nice to see. Voidbreaker also very surprising. Might do the play test. This is going to be live for a little bit. Vampire Survivors post-show. Interesting. Is that different than the demo? And then I want to say that's it. Chat, wishlist these games. If you forget where you can actually see these, here it is on. Oh My God. Because like I have so many windows open right now. All right, so here you all go. Over on the YouTube side. There's that. And then over on Twitch, you all get it here. Boom, just like that. I definitely see some stuff I'm gonna wish list. Will I end up playing any of the demos? I'm not quite sure yet. But there's some good stuff here. Round of applause to the team. This is Evil Empire, by the way. Chat, round of applause. They did a great job with this. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. But anyway, like I said, today is my wife's birthday. I'm not gonna do a full stream. I'm gonna end it here, I think, so I can go work on some stuff. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Very, very exciting. W stream, people. W stream. Good showcase. Tomorrow we are off. I might be on for Saturday. We'll have to check with Airless to see if she wants to do something for Saturday. Otherwise, just follow the channel. Socials. We have Discord. YouTube, obviously. Subscribe there. New vids every single week. Chat, make sure you're checking out the tier list. And even the new Shape of Dreams vid. Even the new Haste vid. Just watch all of them. Watch all of them. Either way, I'm going to end it here. Thank you all for tuning in today. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, evening, morning, whatever, wherever you are. Either way, you all have a good one. Go wishlist those games. As a matter of fact, tell the devs I sent you. And you all have a good rest of your day. I'll catch you next time.